What's up, Barners? Today I'm going to be creating the greatest beat of all time in Ableton. So the first thing that a good beat needs is an 808. So I can't quite see what this is. I'm going to assume it's an 808. First thing you need to do is always check the BPM. So I'll put it at like 500. I think 500 might be a bit too high, so I'll put it at like 499. B major is a bit too simple. I think F sharp Ionian is probably a good scale, although I can't find Ionian, so I'll choose Dorian. I'll use like the superset modal of fifths and eighths, and we'll get a good beat like this. Might need to put that down an octave. What? It sounds like the start of Land Down Under. We might need to put the 16th notes in there on the 5th of the chord. Let's get to the drum beat. The drum beat is the most next important part. Underwater sounds kind of funny, so we'll put that in there. This is a 4 on the floor beat, so we'll have 4 on the floor. We'll just have that for however many that is, and then a snare on the off beats of the second note on the Ionian scale. See, this really puts in the rhythm of the night. We've got the bass, the drums, but now we just need the melody. Keeping in the theme, I'll use a violin, because I think that will work really well. I think I've just destroyed everything. Barners, that beat is gone because it was trash. So now let's create a better beat. So first thing you start off with is an 808. Now I'm just going to pick a really good 808. Okay, I can't hear anything. So we'll start on the Ionian 5th. So we're going to use this similar scheme to the last beat. We're going to have it ascending. Okay, let's get the drums back in, the same drums we had last time. So remember what we did before, we had 4 on the floor. Okay, so now we've got the wood chipper vibe going. I think the drums might be a tad louder than the bass. Okay, that has a good rhythm in my head. That's not right, but it's probably fine. It kind of takes you off guard, you just don't expect it. Okay, and then let's get what we were talking about before, because we've got the drums, we've got the bass, and now we need the melody. I think a staccato violin is what this calls for, to be honest. After the build-up, we'll have a nice key change, because I think this is kind of terrible, and we're just gonna really go all out on this. Yeah, so we're just gonna use some traditional 16th notes on the quarter of the 17ths. Okay, that's a pretty good beat to go off, so let's do maybe a halftime beat. This is the drop, by the way, so we'll do the halftime. That's not halftime, but it's like, if you pretend that it's halftime, it kind of is. So this kind of gives vibes of you're playing the violin and someone is knocking on your door and trying to get you to stop. We can continue with that vibe. Let's add an audio track for the beat drop. Can you keep it down in there? Okay, and then we can add some reverb on that track. You find the reverb in the reverb section. That's a vocoder. Might just add that for a bit of flair. Oh yeah, you need the snare build up when you're going into the drop. Whoops, we'll just copy and paste this. We might put this in double time with more notes. Whoops, you wouldn't want an off note in this. So now that we have the build-up and the drop, you usually have the breakdown. Once every beat, or however music works, we'll have some cymbals. Put the volume really loud on it. I cannot hear the bass drum anymore, so I'll just put a clap on it as well. That's a pretty good breakdown, but we kind of need to introduce a melody in there, so I'll say, yeah, we'll do a couple of those. We'll put the melody back in, but we'll do some variations of it. We'll put it up some octaves. Once we've introduced it for a bit, we will put this melody back in, and maybe we'll reverse these to kind of create an eerie, really scary effect. And this might really scare everybody because it's eerie and scary. To add to this, we need to have the fade out. We'll just have this fade out backwards. Wait, that's fading in. Then we can end it with a dramatic sound. And then maybe we can check if I have any samples that I can use. I guess we can have this as like a sample in the background. Let's line it up. Put some of the sample at the start. Oh, and I forgot to have the vocals over here as well. Party every day. Party every day. Okay, so we've got some good party lyrics there. Cut off the ends of the clip. And I think we can pretty much listen to the entire song now. This should be a good...